Hi, welcome back. Right, in the interest of not having a big glowy light in the middle of the picture, I've just altered the lights just to show you this part of the box. This is the next project for the bench. It's kind of an impulse buy, but I did spot the kit on a few Facebook pages and stuff like that. I thought that looks really interesting. And Revell's changed. Revell's not the same as it used to be at all. I mean, Revell kits used to be back in the 80s and the 90s and what have you, and on, but when I was a kid they were classed as the cheaper kits. They weren't as good as other kits like Tamiya and things like that. That is not the case at all, especially with this one. This one's amazing, and this is the first edition, a bit like you get with a book in it, the first book of it. And as far as I know, it's a limited release. I think that's what that means. I'm not sure. Number of kits they've produced, which is 3,779. This must be that number of kits. I don't know. I know that they've not made, it's not an unlimited run in this particular thing. It's a very big box. I've had to put my camera up and everything just to make sure I could fit this into the view actually. So I'm going to switch back to our normal view and now we'll talk some more. Right, okay, what makes this kit a special edition or else first edition is you get this beautiful book with it. I'll go through that in a minute. Obviously that's the instruction manual. So this book is what kind of sold it to me, because every time I build a kit or an airplane I really like, the first thing I always do is go on the internet and find reference photographs and things like that. Well, this is already here. This is just beautiful. It covers it in sections as well. So it goes through the pictures of it in flight and things. It goes to the cockpit detail, the fuselage itself, all the weapons, say there's not that many, and then the maintenance. So it breaks it down into understandable colours, structures to what you'd want as a model maker. And the photographs in it are beautiful. Really nice book. It's I'll just flick through it quickly, but I don't know the books. You can buy these books separately, I think. It does list all the books that they do for quite a lot of aircraft. A lot of them are jets, which is appeals to me a lot these days. I'm into jets now, mainly because of the reference photographs. I find Second World War stuff almost irritating in some ways now, because people, you know, they don't argue, but there'll be conflict about what colour things are and how they're supposed to look, and you don't know because they don't exist anymore after the aircraft now that you model. Anyway, we digress. So these are the sort of photographs you get in this thing, and there's everything you could possibly want. So yeah, I'm really impressed with it. It takes a lot to kind of kit-wise now. It takes me quite I don't get particularly overly excited about anything. They're all okay, but this one has kind of definitely given me a little bit of interest, I've got to say. It's almost perfect for what I want to do at the moment. I want to build a kit just for me, so I've been building kits for other people recently and it gets a bit of a chore sometimes. So this is just purely for my enjoyment. So yeah, there's a lot to this book. I'm not going to go through every single page, I mean we're only halfway through that. So yeah, there's lots of photographs, detailed photographs of the cockpit. Cockpits are just black inside these things. You've got everything you could possibly want. Ejection seat. You can't say ejector. If people say ejector seat, they get really upset. So it's ejection seat detail. It's all there, everything. So there we go. So that book alone, fantastic source of information. Then we've got the instruction manual. I'm a bit spoiled. If I had to choose a kit for instructions being very clear, I would probably go for, I'd rank Tamiya #1 bar none. Probably Airfix after that, and after that they'll just go downhill from there. But yeah, the instructions are okay, and they're just instructions, aren't they? You can work out where things go anyway, but it has colour callouts, and they're just like a letter for a colour. You get pilot figure, which is fantastic. I might actually put the pilot in. I'm not going to build this model in flight. It will be on the ground, and I will probably have the engine out on one side and all that sort of business. But you have different pilots with different time scales, I suppose. That's a more modern pilot's head, and that's an older fashioned one. I'll be doing this one, I think. So there you got instructions. A lot of them. There's quite a lot to do with this kit. There's a lot to it. I think there's 400 parts plus to it. It's not a cheap kit. It's £100, I think, I paid for this. But just for the book alone, the book, I don't know how much the book would be to buy separately, but I would have thought it'd be at least £20. So you're paying 20 quid for the book, aren't you, really? And then probably 80 quid for the kit, which I suppose is still a lot of money, but it's a 32nd scale kit and it has got a lot of detail in it. So these are the colour schemes. I don't want to do a silver one. I don't like painting silver airplanes. I find it a bit of a challenge, to be fair, because depending on what paints you use, they can react with each other and stuff and take away the colour and blah blah blah. Don't like them, and I prefer this sort of colour scheme because I think it's more interesting to look at, and I particularly like these stripes. And this is the one with the camera nose in it. Doesn't have any guns in it, I don't think. I think they're blanked off, I'm not sure. I probably wouldn't have guns in it, I don't think. But anyway, so I'm swaying towards that colour scheme. If I don't do that one, the alternative is another silver one. Or this Belgian one, which is a target tug, which I also quite like. It's very gaudy and bright, isn't it? I need to find out what colour this orange is. I don't think it's Dayglow orange, I think it's just orange, but quite like that one as well, so I haven't decided yet, but I don't have to decide at this point. And then you've got another silver one. And it comes with, I'll go through it in a bit, but it comes with canopy masks inside and out. It comes with photo etch for the instrumentation for the seat belts and parts of the cockpit, I think. It comes with little moulding things to bend the PE round, which is amazing. So it's got everything you could possibly want. Photo etch for the cockpit and detail inside. So there's nothing this kit hasn't got, basically. So again, you could pay less money for a kit, but you wouldn't get the photo etch and the masks and all that sort of stuff and the decals. So we'll go through. I'll start off with the clear parts. So as far as I'm concerned, this kit doesn't need anything else adding to it to make it how I want it to be. I don't think. To get two canopy types, because you've got different, again you've got one with a framework on it, one without a framework. I suspect that's the more modern one. Same for the front windscreens, one's got a side frame on it there. The clear parts are absolutely perfect as far as I'm concerned. They're good enough for me anyway. I can't see anything wrong with any of those at all. They're beautiful, they really are nice. They're as good as anybody else's canopies. So very happy with that. So it's a make or break part is the canopy, and if a kit's canopy's not right, it spoils the whole party as far as I'm concerned. And they are awesome. So there we go. I'll go through each sprue quickly. I'm not going to go through all of them. I think you get two of these sprues. I'm not sure. No, you don't. You get one. Mainly the plastics are really strange colours, like a very dark grey. So you got the wheels there. Got rockets. The ones I'm building wouldn't have rockets on it. What I do like about the rockets is each rocket fin is separate. So you glue it on separately. So it just gives that. I don't know. It makes it easier to model it because it's a. I don't know. If it were moulded into the thing, it wouldn't be as sharp in the edges and things like that. So we've got the wheels, some sort of tanks there. I think they're wing tanks. I'm not sure. So that's one sprue. There's a lot of them. That's it. We've got two of these. These two sprues are identical as far as I've only glanced over this kit. I've literally just picked it up today. I had a quick look before I started doing this video. So that's two engine sprues. That's an engine for both sides. So you could have them both out if you want. But I think what I'd like to do is have one engine out on a little frame, which it comes with. It comes with a frame to put the engine on. And I'll have one in the aircraft with it showing, with the covers open, because it has that option as well, I think. So they're the engines, and they're beautiful. They really are gorgeous detail on these. It's not like a Revell kit that I would know. It's more like a Tamiya kit, is this? In fact, I would say it's every bit as good as a Tamiya kit. Certainly good as an older Tamiya kit, anyway. But I haven't found anything I don't like about it yet, which is quite remarkable. There's two of those sprues. undercarriage. Quite complex as the undercarriage. Well, it's not complex, but there's a lot to it, but it's all moulded into one piece, which is really nice. So there are your undercarriage legs, front and the back. I've got built-in mud guards. I suspect that's because it was designed to fly off rough fields and things like that. I don't know. Air brake detail, front wheel. There's no flash at all, nothing. No sign of any flash. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. It's, yeah, great. Love it. Get into some bigger bits now. Very big belly tank there. I think that's for the target tug, but I might be wrong. As I say, I've not studied it in great detail. These are a lot of your flying surfaces. They're stuck together with in a split way, but the trailing edges are beautiful, nice and thin, which is a big bugbear of mine with a lot of kits. I don't like thick trailing edges. So the panel detail is just adequate. It's not over the top, which is perfect for me. I don't like them when they're too much. So they're just lovely, those. Really, really nice. Can't fault it. It all looks nice in this colour actually. There's black plastic or black grey plastic's lovely. This is the nose and the tail. So the nose is, the undercarriage kind of sticks out the front of it, so you can stick the nose on afterwards. So I don't have to decide until later on what colour scheme I'm doing. You'd get well into the build before you within reason. So that's your tail. More flying surfaces than the nose. And one of the nose cones is there. Yeah, another sprue. This is internal cockpit. And you've got the ejection seats just here. I think there's different kinds of seats for different models again. Ejection seats, frames. You don't need any aftermarket for this part. It's just totally unnecessary. Well, I don't think you do anyway. So that's the back of the sprue. It doesn't look that interesting. This is your pilot. And you've got two heads, modern and an old-fashioned style. So they'll be doing the modern jet, I think. Might not put him in, I'll see how it goes. And then you've got your main, they're the engine nacelles, back and front. Different kinds though, I think there's different ones, unless part of it's internal, I don't know. Main spar for the engines and the wing, and this is the rear of the fuselage. Again, detail, beautiful, absolutely perfect. How this all fits together is a different ballgame, I don't know, do I, until I build the kit, so I can't review it from that respect. But I certainly can review it from a detailed perspective and how it's presented, and it so far it's fantastic. And last, not quite last, but getting there, these are the main wings. It gives you a bit of proportion as to how big the model is. I've got medium-sized hands, I would say. That's how you get your top and your bottom wings. Again, flawless, there's nothing. I have seen a sink mark somewhere on something, I can't remember where it was now. It was only a tiny one, it was hardly a thing worth worrying about. It wasn't anything to worry about at all. So there are your wings. What else have we got? A bit more. Oh, that's the nose for the camera version. So you've got two cameras on each side. That's a special nose and that's a camera, I think. And a few more flappy bits and covers and stuff. It's detailed on both sides. Very, very nicely done as well. Yeah, right, pile of plastic building up here. And now we're moving on to, well, we've got, that's the canopy masks. As I say, canopy masks for, you've got an early version, late version inside and out, and then you've got inside and out for both of those as well, so that masks you can't go wrong. And these are the photo etch for the instrumentation, seat belts, and a bit of the detail inside, like the throttle quadrant, etc. Can't go wrong with that. That's just very similar to sort of Edward standard sort of photo etch. Probably made by the same people. In fact, it's made by Edward. And so zoom in. See, it's an Edward photo etch part made in the Czech Republic. So again, what more do you need? Perfect. You also get a poster. I've not opened the poster up actually, and it's got some significance as just poster. You can't see it, but yeah, you get a very nice poster with it. And last but not least, we get the zoom that back out again. We get the decal sheet. A very extensive decal sheet with lots of stenciling going on there, which fills me with dread because I don't like doing those. I don't like putting all these little things on the driving me nuts. So you've got colour schemes for 4 different aircraft, I think. It does list them on the back of the box actually. 5 different aircraft. So you've got, there we go, 3 of them are silver, 2 of them are camo. One's Belgian, one's English. So there you go. So it's just a quick review really of this kit, and I'm extremely keen to get on with this. This is definitely the next project. I'm going to film it as a one video, but I'm not going to. I'm doing it as one video, but it'll take I think I'm going to guess this is going to take me at least 3 weeks, maybe 4 to build it. I would say, as long as I don't get interrupted with anything else, which I hope I don't. So this is going to get built over Christmas, so you should probably see a video for this in the new year, early new year I think. So I've got high hopes of this kit because I really like it a lot. So quick review, catch you in the next one.